Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. Well, today's video is going to be an update on fetch.ai. So for any of the followers of my channel, I did a video on Fetch somewhere around April earlier this year. It's been roughly about 4 months since that time, and a lot of news has happened, a lot of development, a lot of things have been going on with Fetch. And as of late, it's really been taken off. And so I had a request that came through that said, hey, could you do an update on your Fetch video? And so that's what we're going to give you today. So I'm going to be giving you some of the biggest news stories that have come out, as well as we'll be looking at the chart, analyzing it, and where we think it will end up at the end of the year, if my original prediction holds true or if we need to modify that a little bit. Okay, so we should have a lot of good information for you in this video, especially if you are a Fetch holder or if you've been watching this one, or if you maybe just heard about it but haven't gotten into it yet. It's a really neat project centered around AI with basically a million use cases. So the bottom line here is, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button. If it's your first time to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you click the bell, you'll be made aware whenever I post time-sensitive content just like this. And now, let's get it going. So I wanted to kick this video off by first digging into some of the numerous news stories that have come out on Fetch, and believe me, there have been a lot of them, all right? So our last video was posted on April 10th. I'm going to kind of pick up on some of the major stories that have happened since then. I'm not going to cover all of them because there's too many to cover in this video, but I'll hit some of the highlights here, and hopefully you can get a good feel for what's been going on with Fetch, all right? So April 14th, we had Alpha Sigma Capital invest in Fetch. There was another one that I saw later, another capital investment that came in as well, so that's not the only one. On April 22nd, we had Fetch being listed on Bitmart exchange. So this was the first of a couple major exchange listings that came along. On April 26th, Fetch posted instructions on how to stake FET on Mainnet 2 using the Cosmos Station wallet. Now, I have to admit that I totally missed this one. I never even saw this. So looking at the instructions now, it appears that all you need to do is send your FET to MetaMask, and from there connect MetaMask to Cosmos Station, okay? Now, Fetch specifically says do not send your FET straight to Cosmos Station. It's not going to work that way. And the rate now that they say you could be earning, this is per Fetch, at the time of this news blurb, was 76 to 81%, which they say will decrease over time. That's a heck of a return, right? So, being curious like I am, I went ahead and went to my app store right here in the US. Sure enough, Cosmos Station is in there. I downloaded it, I set it up. Now, when I set up the wallet, it currently shows the APR that you can get from staking at 25.97%, which is more than I'm getting on my BNB. So Fetch has massive use case in the future. This is a no-brainer, folks. And so the parameters are that you simply need to send over more than 100 FET, all right? Now, back to the news. May 20th, this was an interesting article that announced Bosch and Ocean Protocol, represented by BigChainDB and Fetch AI, have joined Catena X, which is an agile ecosystem of the automotive industry stakeholders in the European auto industry. Now, on a side note, I also really like that Ocean is involved in this one, as I hold Ocean as well. So, big announcement there. Next, June 9th, Fetch announced a partnership with IOTA to enable IoT devices to communicate autonomously in the machine economy. That's pretty cool. June 16th, they announced a HIT BTC listing. So this is another exchange listing. Also June 16th, Fetch announced a partnership with Poland's Supercomputing and Networking Center to develop AI-powered collective learning module for cancer cell detection. Holy crap, right? It just keeps going with Fetch. July 28th, Fetch was listed on Coinbase. That was a really big deal. And on August 12th, it was announced that Fetch and Coinbase would team up to do a Learn and Earn campaign where anyone with a Coinbase account can learn about Fetch and earn roughly about $3 worth of FET. Super cool, all right? So a side note that I'd like to share here is that I do these whenever Coinbase lists new projects. It's free money. You'd be crazy not to do these, right? You learn a little bit about a project and you get a little bit of free money along the way. So it's a no-brainer. Now, by the way, I do have referral links in the video description for Coinbase as well as numerous other platforms. When you click one of those referral links or enter the info, basically, it'll set you up with some free money. It also helps support the channel, so thank you for checking those out if you haven't already, all right? Now, back to the news. So on August 18th, fetch.ai launched an NFT platform. And this is what inspired this video, as I saw the news on this one, called CoLearn Paint, which allows groups of creators to generate NFTs using machine learning to create abstract compositions and collectively own a randomly generated work of art. Now, the way it works is pretty interesting in that it is a bidding contest where users join the auction to be part of the group generating the NFT art. That's step one. They'll then collaboratively build the art, step two. And then step three, they'll lastly vote to create the final NFTs. So currently there are no slots remaining, but if you want to join in the future, you simply need to connect your MetaMask and you may be a part of that in the future. So again, really cool idea. I haven't seen NFTs created in this way before, so something new that Fetch is doing yet again, okay? Now, all of these stories and many more are available at their website, which is fetch.ai/blog, okay? Now, in terms of roadmap for the rest of the year, Fetch is working on interoperability with Ethereum and the Binance Smart Chain through the Gravity Bridge. We have connection of the mainnet to Cosmos Hub and NFT staking support on the mainnet. We've also got tokenized collective learning system on the mainnet, agent-based Oracle network, and relaunch of fetch.ai's website, all right? Now, if we insert the chart here, Fetch was on a roll basically until the EMAs officially went bearish on May 12th, which corresponded with Bitcoin's EMAs also going bearish. Now, since July 28th, and further with the Golden Cross on August 6th, FET's EMAs have corrected, which is great news for the project, okay? Now, you can also see in the market cipher that the money has started to flow back into Fetch. And looking at the trend lines, if Fetch stayed within the trend, it would finish the year somewhere between 24 cents and $1.04. Now, in my original video that I posted on April 10th, at that time, FET Fetch was ranked 131 out of the top 500 with a market cap of 534 million, and the price was roughly 71 cents, which was about a month before the market went bearish for 3 months, all right? Now, at that time, my price prediction was for Fetch to do somewhere between $5 and $10 by the end of the year. So maybe a little lofty looking at it now with that market downturn that came into play. So you have to ask yourself, though, has anything negative happened with the project between that video and this one? Well, the answer is a resounding no. In fact, I would argue that Fetch has done so much within their own development, partnerships, exchange listings, that in my opinion, they're doing everything right, okay? So since we're currently trading at 58 cents, I'm not sure if Fetch landing between $5 and $10 is still realistic. I do think it could go above $2.50, somewhere under $5. That's definitely realistic. Now, the caveat here, though, is if Bitcoin has the year-end finale that many of us, myself included, think it will have, then Fetch could go above $5. That's more than possible. So, for some final thoughts. So the updates on Fetch far exceed what I was expecting to find. I didn't think they would have anywhere near this much news. There's a ton of news on Fetch that drops regularly, right? They've had constant updates in the 4 months since my first video on partnerships, exchange listings, and project development. Very important. I was also unaware of the Cosmos Station wallet. Duh, right? And the ability to earn what looks like roughly 26% on my FET. So staking it is a no-brainer for that amount, right? Now, lastly, in terms of AI use cases, it seems they're only increasing as time goes on, and I see Fetch working closely with Cambridge and Oxford to be at the forefront of that revolution. So, in other words, they're positioned very well to be highly successful in the years to come. So, in the spirit of VeChain, fetch.ai is going to be a force in the development and incorporation of AI technologies. And now, Fetch is also getting into NFTs. So that's it for our video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget that I am also on Twitter at KIR Finance, where you can find me tweeting and retweeting on a regular basis. So check me out there. And for a friendly reminder, this is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, channel that always has your back, tells it like it is. And I will see you on the next one. Later.